Hey, everybody! Today we're going to break down the plot of a cool 2015 action movie, Hitman Agent 47. During the Cold War, geneticist Peter Litvinenko derived a formula for creating super soldiers, devoid of emotion, but endowed with high intelligence and superior to ordinary people physical data. The development was called Project Agent. Its main purpose is to send operatives to different parts of the world to fulfill contracts to eliminate undesirable persons. Realizing that he has spawned homeless killers, Litvinenko tries to escape from the USSR with his family, but his wife dies during the chase, and he hides his daughter Katia in an unknown place, leaving her to her fate. After the scientist went missing, many countries and organizations tried to recreate Peter's experiment, but in vain. Eventually, a powerful commercial organization called Syndicate International decides to find Litvinenko himself and his daughter. Using the experienced hunter Seryoga years later, Rieka continues to search for Litvinenko and his daughter. And finally, he manages to find Katia. However, at that moment the Syndicate base is attacked by scientists with guards evacuated. But the enemies blow up 2 cars out of 3. Del Rieka makes it to the shelter, where all his companions are also soon shot. This is the work of just one man, Agent 47. The agent orders the work on recreating the project to stop and forces Iago to confess that Katia is in Berlin. When 47 leaves, the gallery reaches for a weapon. But the agent activates an explosive device and shoots the soldiers who appear. Antoine Leclerc, the head of the Syndicate, having learned of Del Rigo's death, urgently sends his operatives to search for Katia. At the same time, Katia tries to find Peter, vaguely remember him without realizing that he is her father. The girl constantly moves from place to place, looking for more and more new clues. She uses only a fake passport and lives in cheap lodgings. Stolen money from Katia is incredibly high, sharpened all senses, and an intellect more powerful than a computer. 47 flies to Berlin, where he finds Katia using the police database. The agent gets a call from Diana, his coordinator at the International Contract Agency says that Katia is also being sought by Syndicate operatives and gives the guy 2 days to eliminate both his targets. Katia's keen senses tell her that Sam is close, and she manages to leave a few minutes before the killer appears. Not forgetting, as usual, to take her medication, looking at the apartment and the map on the wall, the agent realizes that the girl headed for the subway. At this time, Katia in the subway is approached by Syndicate operative John Smith and says that he wants to protect her extraordinary and dangerous hitman. Suddenly, Sam appears and starts shooting at the couple. Katia runs away, and John desperately fights the incredibly strong agent and almost loses. But a train that appears gives him the opportunity to escape with Katia. The two rush to the US Embassy, near which John shoots in the air, and they are immediately arrested. Katia tells CIA investigator Sanders that they are being chased by a hitman. Once again sensing his approach, 47 without a shadow of a doubt enters the embassy with his entire arsenal, allowing himself to be arrested. When questioned by Sanders, the agent calmly informs him that he intends to eliminate Katia and advises the investigator to let him go if the man wants to go home to his children. Sanders becomes enraged and threatens the agent with his own rifle, but 47 forces the weapon to fire directly into the chain of handcuffs. The freed agent knocks out the guards but decides to let them live. In the turmoil, John and Katia leave the embassy, but Sam manages to bug the girl and then quietly leaves on his own, wearing a military uniform. On the way, John tells Katia about Litvinenko's experiments and admits that Peter, her father, 47, shoots at the car with a sniper rifle, but only slightly wounds Katia's arm. John brings his companion to the hotel, where he tells her that Peter experimented on Katia and rewarded his daughter with extraordinary abilities. John adds that the geneticist has 3rd-degree lung cancer and cannot travel by air, and his love of orchids keeps him somewhere in East Asia. Katia quickly realizes that her father is hiding in Singapore. The headquarters of the Syndicate is also located there. The girl does not have time to share her conclusions with her companion as Sam bursts into the room, who shoots John and eats Katia. Carefully packs the girl in a large bag and takes her with him. For whatever reason, the agent doesn't kill the captive, but instead tells her that she must find her father, and the main danger to them is the Syndicate. The girl doesn't believe the killer. Then the agent says that they have known each other since childhood. After that, the girl's memory flashes back to the time when she saw from the car window a small bald boy trying to stop the soldiers coming after them, and also remembers the moment when her father left her. Sam ties Katia to a chair, turns on the turbines of the plane behind her back, and tells her to use her instincts to save herself. By some miracle, the girl succeeds. Then the agent tells her that she is Agent 90 and is much stronger than him. But the girl suppresses her abilities with pills without realizing it. When the Syndicate militants appear, Katia, with the help of her super instincts, helps the agent to find and eliminate them. The amazing girl predicts every move of the opponents. John appears next and without delay enters into a fight with the agent. 47 banzai, knife to the enemy's chest. Except the blade breaks immediately. John is about to kill the agent, but at that moment Katia shoots through the glass. Behind him the plane's turbines suck in several fighters and some jump, then explodes. John falls unconscious and 47 Katia manages to escape. The agent tells her companion that John is still alive thanks to the titanium leather armor underneath. Katia shares that the father is in Singapore. The agency watchers hear all this and relay the information to Diana, who immediately sends another agent after the couple. Upon arriving in Singapore, the two go to a hotel, trying to avoid the security cameras to which the Syndicate has access. In the hotel room, the girl notices a barcode tattoo on the back of her companion's head. Katia reveals that her father has cancer and that he uses a motor. 47 falls asleep sitting on the couch and puts his trunks next to him. Katia swims in the pool, after which she takes the guns from her sleeping companion, disassembles them and cleans them to calm herself down. Soon the Syndicate's operatives pour into the hotel room. But the training agent manages to deal with them with her bare hands, and Katia realizes that she has been spotted. One of the cameras at the airport elevator swaps her penknife for the boys' inhalers. In the botanical garden, Katia finds her father. The old man apologizes for all that he has done and tells her that for many years he and his wife could not conceive a child. And then he used genetic engineering, thus giving birth to the agent of the 90s best of the best. Realizing that when the truth would come out, Katia would be locked up in a lab forever. The scientist tried to escape, but his wife died in the process, and he himself thought that alone his daughter would have a better chance of survival. Upon seeing the agent, the scientist thinks he's finished. But instead 47 shoots the Syndicate operatives who have appeared. The three get into the car and try to evade the chase using Katniss instincts. The gunman drives the guys to the top floor of the parking lot, where Sam manages to leap through a rising bollard, but John crashes right into them. 47 explains that the only way to stop the Syndicate is to kill its head. That said, Leclerc hardly ever leaves his ultra-secure office. 14 agents have already been killed trying to break in. The couple's car is driven to an intersection and blocked with several harpoon cables. At the end of it, 47 quickly shoots all the gunmen who appear. However, one of them manages to shoot Litvinenko in the leg. Katia tries to lift her father, but the agent takes the girl with him, putting the scientist and the boy in his pocket. Katia screams and wants to go back for her father, but the agent puts her to sleep and takes her with him. John interrogates Litvinenko about the creation of agents. But the scientist replies that the main advantage of his brainchild is intelligence. And John and his implants are just a degenerate and a failed experiment. The angry gunman uses a serum on the scientist, causing wild pain. But does a clerk showing up stop the handyman? At this moment, the head of the coma suddenly contacts Sam, who is ready to give Katia in exchange for Litvinenko, whose DNA, it turns out, contains everything necessary to create super soldiers. Suddenly, an externally controlled helicopter appears, carrying a bound Katia. The girl comes to her senses, frees herself, and directs the chopper straight to the Syndicate's headquarters, hoping to get rid of John or the clerk. It's all Plan 47. The agent knew Katia would get loose and point the chopper at the building, while he himself infiltrates, disguised as a fireman, a group of which he had thoughtfully called in advance. 47 finds for the clerk and shoots him. But John stops the bullet with his hand. While the agent fights with the gunman, Leclerc grabs Litvinenko and runs to his helicopter. John blows a hole in the wall. Then Sam tricks his neck with a piano wire and presses it against the criminal wire to fry the enemy alive. Katia's agents kill all the gunmen standing in their way, and 47 protects the girl from a flying bullet with his body. Nevertheless, Leclerc and Litvinenko manage to get into the helicopter. Peter looks at the inhaler that the agent gave him and guesses that it is a grenade. Peter Litvinenko sacrifices himself for his children and explodes with Leclerc. 47 contacts Diana and tells her that his original contract for Clark is dead. But when asked about the second target, he just throws the phone away. Sam explains to the shocked companion that her cancer-stricken father decided to sacrifice himself, and the second target was Katia. the agent's only family. The girl senses an enemy approaching them. After a few moments, the elevator doors open and Agent 48 Clone 47 appears, and with the words "hello" from Diana points his weapon at 47 and Katia. But they shoot first. What do you think of the movie Agent 47? Share in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you soon.